I want to give you some information about pricing. And I know you hear this probably a lot from me as your real estate agent. I'm always talking about how important pricing is. Well, the truth of the matter is it's super important, and especially now in this market that we have on Longboat Key. So I want to give you a perfect example. We had a buyer. I have a buyer who was very interested in a property that cost $1,300,000. And they loved the property. It fit all their needs. It was absolutely in the neighborhood that they wanted, this particular community, and it really was a great fit. But they didn't like the price, so they couldn't really get motivated. And I said, listen, go ahead, put in an offer. You never know if they're going to take less. And the buyer just kind of was like, I think I'm just going to wait it out and see what happens. Well, okay, I understand that that just wasn't the perfect timing. So we'll just kind of take a wait and see approach. So we waited a few weeks, and a few weeks went by, and a few weeks went by. And then all of a sudden, the seller decided to drop the price by $20,000. So now it was $1,280,000. So I called up the buyer and I said, hey, guess what? Great news. The seller decided to drop the price by $20,000. Do you want to make an offer? And the buyer said, well, I don't think so. It's not really that much, and I think prices are dropping, and I think I'm just going to wait it out and see. Okay, no problem. Now, keep in mind that this is an all-cash buyer, ready to go, ready to just write that check, easy peasy, done and ready. They can negotiate any price. But there was something in the mind of this buyer, which is typical to all buyers, that said, you know what? I'm just going to take a wait and see. I'm not compelled. Like there's nothing just compelling me to go ahead and write that offer. Now, psychologically, buyers, when they see a price, if they feel that they cannot be successful getting a property at what they believe is a fair price, they are not going to strike. They are not going to make an offer. And that is exactly what happened in this case. So a few more weeks went by and a few more weeks went by, and all of a sudden the seller dropped the price by $30,000. So sure enough, I called the buyer again and I said, hey, guess what? Great news. They dropped the price by another $30,000. That's a total of $50,000 off the asking price. And the buyer thought about it and said, okay, now I'm interested. Let's go ahead and make an offer. Would it be okay to make an offer under that asking price? And I said, absolutely. Let's get it at the price that you feel is fair. We looked at the comparable properties. We knew kind of exactly where it should be priced, and it was fairly close to that price. But we went in with an offer underneath that price and negotiated the terms and conditions that this particular buyer wanted. And lo and behold, guess what? They were able to get the property under contract at a price that really made sense to them. So this is a lesson for sellers. Sellers, if your property is presented well to the market, it's looking good, it's smelling good, it's organized well, and it's just beautifully presented to the property, rather to the market, but you are not getting showings. And when you do get showings, you are not getting any offers. And there was really one reason for that. It's not that your real estate agent isn't doing her job. It is absolutely not that. It's price. And when the price is right, that buyer is definitely going to strike. And I often say it's like anything else that you buy. When you're in a store and you're kind of shopping around and you find something that you really want, say it's a pair of shoes or whatever, you turn over the price tag and you look at it and you say, that's worth it. I'm going to buy it. Or you say, nope, that's too expensive, because you don't see the value. Well, buying a property is the exact same thing. And when the buyer can't envision the value, or it doesn't make sense to them, or they don't feel that they can be successful in negotiating a price, they are not going to make an offer on your property. So please, when you think about selling, if you really want to sell your property and it's presented well, make sure that the price is right. So my name is Judy Mitchell. I'm a real estate agent right here on Longboat Key. If you have any questions about the market, or you're interested in making an offer on a property, give me a call and I'll be happy to give you some information. Thanks so much.